Welcome to another installment of 5-Minute Licks. On today's video, I want to show you a novel approach to practicing modes that focuses on rhythm guitar and riff writing in a rock guitar context, so you're not going to be stuck with a bunch of boring mechanical exercises that make no musical sense. You're going to be able to use this immediately in your playing. It's going to let you write sick riffs, and you're going to be able to hear and contrast the sound of different modes with one another. Let's go. There's two layers to this lesson today. The first and most obvious one is that we're going to familiarize ourselves with the sound of these modes. They're common modes that are used in a lot of rock and metal guitar, and we're doing them in a rock guitar context. So don't be afraid to crank up the gain while you practice this. The second is we're using this as a broader creative exercise where I want you to take what we do today and ultimately turn it into your own riffs, parts, and tunes. This can be a really rewarding way to learn or familiarize yourself with concepts like modes and then immediately apply them in a musical context. So rather than being stuck with a bunch of exercises or scale shapes, this is something that I want you to use to write music with. Having said that, let's get stuck in, and we're going to start with the E natural minor scale. We're going to play the first four notes, E, F sharp, G, and A on the low E string. The fingering is not super important at the moment. The next four notes, B, C, D, and E, we're going to play across the A string, so that's fret 2, 3, 5, and 7. The first thing that we want to do with that is to play a descending scale. So we're going to start on fret 7 of the A string. We'll just insert a bunch of low chugs in there. You can have as many as you like. I would encourage you to try to make this sound musical rather than mechanical. It'll probably end up sounding like a Judas Priest or a Sabotage song. Again, I will stress, try to be creative with this. Just write a riff rather than think of this as a mechanical scale. Write a cool riff that incorporates most of the notes in there. And once you've got a riff, record it. Whether it's on your phone, whether it is on a camera, whether it's a fully produced track in your DAW, just get that down, because what we're going to do next is we're going to play the Dorian mode in the same way. We just have to change one note. Instead of playing a C note at fret 3 on the A string, we're going to play C sharp, which is at fret 4 on there. So we'll take the same concept now where we play the descending scale. We're just changing out that one note. You are going to hear an instant harmonic transformation happen here. This sounds so different to what we had before. Less like an early 80s heavy metal riff and more like a late 80s or early 90s rock riff. It's a lot brighter sounding. It's got more of a party vibe to it. It's just different. And that's the inherent sound to me of the Dorian mode in a rock guitar context. We can change one more note in there, which would be the G. Let's make that a G sharp. Now we're going to have the Mixolydian mode, and this is even more of a kind of summer party rock vibe. Once you're comfortable with each shape and once you've got a riff worked out, you can then play them back to back. So you'll have the natural minor or Aeolian version of the riff, the Dorian version of the riff, and the Mixolydian version of the riff. You're going to hear the overall mood and tonality change back to back, and you'll actually be hearing the difference between each mode. Here's a basic example. Once you've got that down, you can start leaning into the individual characteristics of each mode and letting the riff evolve from mode to mode. Something like this. And then finally, once you're happy with all of that, you can just use all of these together for a mixed modes approach. This is the ultimate goal with this. This is going to free you up when you're writing, where you're not going to feel like you're locked into a particular scale or tonality, and you can exploit the harmonic differences between each mode as a musical tool, the same way you would use dynamics and phrasing and everything else in the musical toolkit. Ultimately, this is just a new musical tool you've got access to, and it can help you be more creative. Give it a crack. Let me know how you go. If you want the backing tracks, they are up on my Patreon. If you like stuff like this, you can check out some of the music that I make with my band Ragdoll. Either way, you'd be supporting my channel directly. I'm going to play you all out with a little example from the verse of a Ragdoll song called Letting Go that uses this mixed modes riffing approach. Enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one.